Right, greetings everyone. So today we are going to be assembling a few FREEGUILD Cavaliers. So I'm still unsure on my colour scheme. I might do they're mostly going to be Misthaven, so I might do Misthaven, but I'm also thinking of doing like the old British Crusades with like white and red, but I'm very unsure about that. So Cavaliers. I have 2 units of Cavaliers for my army, which is effectively a Go-Trick-led army. So this looks much better. The assembly looks much better. Oh, much better than Chaos Knights. For those of you that know, Chaos Knights are an absolute nightmare. Still a fair bit of detail, but not as bad, I don't think. Right. And then we have... Oh, interesting. So all of the heads can have lifting helmets. Very cool. Right. So these are much better than Chaos Knights. Those of you who have got Slave Starkness, Chaos Knights are like the bane of any of our existence. They are an absolute nightmare to put together. But these, looks like we do all of the base horses first. By the instructions. Nice, easy, done. Very easy. So I'll go through and do all of these and I will come back to the next sections. Right, so here are all of the mounts. Now, in a previous video, I stated that I don't normally put characters on bases. If we look at Zenestra, where, like, you know, she's still sub-assembled, and I painted her base. I started painting her base. I don't normally, because of course how much Zenestra is going to occupy, I want to do the base first. I started doing this with Chaos Warriors because Chaos Warriors are huge. But these guys, if you look at if you look at how little they take up onto the onto the base, you can still sort of like decorate it without sort of getting all of this covered. So I'm probably going to do the bases. If you look through the channel, and I'll put a link in, I've got a recipe for frost bases, which is what I'm doing for kind of like this frosty season. So it looks like next, effectively, we do all of the mounts. There's also, I've noticed, we still can't we still can't mix and match our our fronts and backs. I mean, we could, but these these cloths and things just won't match up. As you can see, you've got Sigmar both sides. It would just look odd. So you could do it. I mean, like, there's nothing to physically stop you from gluing them together, but they just look stupid. Which is unfortunate, because I mean, who doesn't miss the days when you could just mix and match all of your things to come up with all sorts of crazy combinations. Always made kit bashing much easier, with much better designs, especially if you're something like an orc player 40k, because I mean, you know, kit bashing orcs is the best thing. Within the new year, that's also what I'm going to be starting on. My intention is to build up a 40k orc force that I'm going to start taking to tournaments. So we're going to document the whole journey from start to finish. Slot in nicely. Let's just smooth out these edges a little bit. Be careful with these tassels, they look unbelievably flimsy. And inside the face here. Right. 3, 4, 6. Looks like the edges as well. Right. So you got to be careful here. If you notice, there are tiny little bumps here, rivets. I very much recognise that my tool is rusted to hell, but it is very old and blunted, so it's very safe to use. Oh. Right. Also, let me know down in the comments any future vids that we want to see, anything within the Cities of Sigmar army that we want to see added. My intention is to get myself a Fusel Major for my army. Effectively, my army is Zenestra, Go Trek, 2 units of steel helms, 2 units of Cavaliers, Cavalier Marshal, Alchemite Warforger, aha, there we go. Right, so we've got this bit, it looks like shields will slot in here. We will definitely be attaching shields last, because I mean, you think about what you're going to cover up with a shield. Especially as look at all this detail that you're going to miss as well if you put the shields on. So it looks like as well, it just twists to the side a little bit, so he's not straight on. where he will be holding the reins here. And these bits look really tiny, so definitely want to be careful on these. They're going to snap really easily. You're definitely going to be able to cut these chains. It's funny that there's nothing that really screams like unique unique champion. Yeah, sure there'll be a weapon or something, but yeah, see, so these bits right here at the top. Right, so it looks like this chain's supposed to sort of like slide underneath, this chain's supposed to slide on top, but they don't really like sit on there unless you glue and attach and hold. Right, but that's the first that's the first guy done. I'll do all of the others and come back. Right, so here are all of the bodies, which, funnily enough, this is the banner bearer, and it has, look at that, just the coolest. Got peg leg, which is really great. There's also something, if you look further on in the instructions, it doesn't give you what heads to put on the horses or what tails, and same with shields. So really, that's where your variety comes in. But champion, the unit champion, his head sits in at an angle like so. There's also all of these helmeted heads. I didn't really notice. I thought that they were, that you'd use these flesh heads, but you don't. What you have is, when you notice, you have a huge variety of other helmeted heads. However, you're still going to miss facial details if you glue the helmets on. So really, it's up to you. I don't think I'm going to glue the helmets on. I think we're going to paint them separately, and then I'll glue them on afterwards. Just for just for a design aesthetic, because I don't really want to look through and see either black or grey faces on my guys. Also, I'm not going to glue on the banner, I think, just because of the space it takes. No, actually, no, it'll work. It's fine. So there we go. I'm going to go through now, and I will I will glue on all of the heads and helmets and things, and finish off. Do all of these finer details. Anything tricky I'll come back with, but I think that's it. I'll show you the finale at the end and do a size comparison, because someone was asking in one of my discords about a size comparison of the Cavaliers. So I will stand them next to something for a size comparison. Right, so this is the guys done. I've not glued the shields on because my own personal OCD. I like all of these fine details, but of course, once you stick them on, if you don't, you'll miss them. And personally, I just think seeing black or grey behind would just look terrible. I've also not glued on this sword, which goes on the banner bearer, for the same reason. The helmets slot on really nicely and easily. They can just sit there like that, or you can have them like so. So gluing those on, again, I'm going to do those separately just so I can get these skin tones underneath. As you can see, as for a size comparison, so what we've got is this Chaos Knight, that's the Cavalier Marshal. I've not got the guy on, but I mean, this is the highest point, so I mean, it's even lower when you think about it, considering it's on a base, on an elevated platform. It's even lower down than the banner bearer. And also got a paint boss now chosen, so that's the sort of comparable size roughly. And 1 second. That's sort of the comparable size between a Fusilier and which is quite. So hopefully this has been helpful anyway in understanding the assembly of the Cavaliers. Something that I've noticed as well. So I'm a bit of an elitist snob. I've got all of my guys with matching heads. Because I like the helmets. When I do my next unit, I want there are spare like non-helmeted heads apart from a champion. There are only 4 non-helmeted heads, so you have to have the unit champion like head in a helmet, or you have to have like one of these heads that can have a helmet option, but there's only 4 like non-helmeted heads, which is really disappointing. The other thing that I've also noticed is if you look at all of their feet, and there's sort of more stability. This one I think is going to be a bit of concern with potentials of snapping and things. If you look, all of the others have got 2 feet on the ground, so they're much more stable. So that's my concern about this one. So something to think of with yours. I hope this has been helpful anyway. Next I'm going to do the FREEGUILD Command Corps, because they are definitely a very fun and interesting unit. I hope you've found this helpful. Hit me up with a like, hit me up with a sub, and thank you for watching.